Welcome to the training for a new release of the touchless sensor for our drinking fountain products. Back in the fall of 2020, we released a sensor for retrofit of our 5874 push button for existing product that's already installed out in the field and also for new product. It was typically a 2-inch activation out in front of the sensor. There was a momentary delay to shut off the sensor if you removed your hand. There was a 30-second obstruction cutoff. It was a plug-and-play sensor, and we were promoting it as a hygienic and touchless solution. That's what we did in the fall of 2020. We've got a new release that we're going to talk about that changes things up just a little bit. So we're going to re-release a new sensor. There's the old style pictured on the right. There's the new style pictured on the left. The new sensor has a slightly different look. It is cost reduced, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It's the same installation as before. Take out your old 5874 button, put in the new sensor, add the solenoid valve and the regulator and a Y strainer, and you're off and running. Operationally, you put your hand in front of the sensor and the sensor operates. The re-release is also, as before, for retrofit or for new models, and it should really be transparent to the end user. Some of the new features of this sensor is that it's cost reduced, and as you'll see, it's more than half of what it was before. It's easier to order. We've simplified the ordering process. You don't have to know some of the criteria like you did before, and I'll cover that in just a second. It's easier to order as a new product, and you'll see that in the pricing that we've put together. Previously, you needed to know your voltage, you needed to order for a specific voltage. That goes away. It's a dual voltage transformer, so now all you need to do is just order the style of transformer that you want, whether it be a plug-in or whether it be a hardwired transformer. Both, it's a dual voltage transformer for both. On the plug models, the cord is a lot longer. It's about a 15-foot cord. If your plug is not readily adjacent to the drinking fountain, you can go a little bit further looking for your power source. It'll be much easier to order in 1, 2, or 3 sensor kits. You don't have to specify number of wiring harnesses and everything else like you had to before. If you're replacing one sensor, you do a 1 sensor kit, whether it's hardwired or plugged. If it's 2, you do a 2 sensor kit, hardwired or plugged, and everything is included in the kit. A sensor, a valve, regulator, transformer, Y strainer, all included in the kit. Same as before, this is a touchless, hygienic solution. It's a quick install. It's NSF certified. If it's an existing product, you can pop out the 5874 button. If it's a new product, we can do it at the factory. It's plug and play. There's not a lot of adjustment to do. It's simple to operate. You just put your hand in front of the sensor and it operates. As I said before, it's a plugged or a hardwired version. And if you don't specify, hardwire is the default. So remember that. If you want the plugged version, make sure to order and specify the plugged version. If you don't, you'll receive the hardwired version. And both of them are the same price. So currently, if you order a single retrofit sensor from us, this is the retrofit kit, and it costs $1,330. Double, $2,500, triple, $3,700. We've changed that. This is the new pricing for single, double, and triple retrofits. That's more than half. That's a good price reduction. Then you need to know whether you want the hardwired or plugged version, and you need to specify one of those. Both of them are the same price, hardwired or plugged. And this is the model numbers. If you want the single hardwired kit, there it is, a 1 RKHO.H. If you want the 3 sensor plugged in version, it's a 3 RKHO-P. You don't have to specify the voltage anymore. You don't have to specify the number of wiring harnesses that you need. That's how simple it is and how straightforward it is. So when it comes to retrofitting, think stainless steel. These are a lot of our stainless steel models that this sensor, this retrofit sensor, will work on. You can see it's pretty much our full line of stainless steel. It is still limited to indoor products. Of course, the sensor needs power. There is no battery operated module right now, but you do need power, whether it be 120 or 240 volt. Think stainless steel. There is one exception what it retrofits on, and that is our 1920W. That is a stainless steel white powder coated 1920. That's why it works. That is one of the exceptions to the rule. So this is what the full line that it retrofits on. When it comes to new product, again, think architectural drinking fountains, think stainless steel. It's available as we currently have, whether you want it retrofitted on a single or a dual model. You can specify only one sensor on a dual fountain if you want it that way, but typically it's one or both. The default is hardwired. They're both the same price, but this is where we've done something for you in the new area. If you want a single sensor on touchless sensor, take the price of that, add $100. That's now the price for this model with a touchless sensor. If you want this model, and it's shown there as a touchless sensor, if you want this one with 2 sensors, take the base price of the model, add $200. Likewise, $100 for this one. So as an example, in our current price list, this model is $1,668. You want to add a sensor to it, it increases the price by $100. There's the other 2 models. Add 1 sensor, it's $100 more than the base. Add 2 sensors, it's $200 more than the base. Easy, straightforward. We want to make it easy for our customers to buy this product. We want to sell drinking fountains. We want to take the decision away from them, whether they want the push button or the touchless sensor. With this kind of pricing, we hope to sell a lot of touchless sensors that makes the decision a lot less painful than it was prior to this re-release. So here's another example. Here's the pricing. This is our product with no sensor. There you see the list price. If you add a single sensor to that model, it increases it $100. If you add a dual sensor, it increases it $200. That's it. Straightforward, easy, simple. That's the way we want it to be. So this is the exception when it comes to adding a sensor. Couldn't make the pricing, couldn't make it work out on the 1920s. So currently the 1920 is $450. If you want to add a sensor, it results out to $736. If you add it on the high polished stainless or the white version, those are both $821. They don't follow the add $100 rule. All the rest of them do. So let's talk about this from a competitive analysis. You can't replace our 5874 button without buying this from Haas. We kind of sit in a unique situation that our competitors haven't shown that they're offering anything as a retrofit. So we're unique in that respect. When it comes to new products, I've looked at the competition and I've studied them. And the competition likes to add a single sensor to the low bowl. And that's generally what they do, is they add only one sensor. Of course, at HOZ, I just showed you, you can add a single sensor or you can add a dual sensor. So we're a little bit better in that respect. When it comes to pricing, add a single sensor at LK, it's $250. Add a single sensor at Oasis and it's $1,400. So they're a little bit different pricing strategies and philosophies. Hopefully we're putting ourselves into a very good position, maybe a market leading position. And if somebody wants to buy a touchless drinking fountain from us, they can come to HOZ. One of the sweet spots that we have, or a couple of the sweet spots that we have, is, again, they only do single sensors. They probably could do it on a custom basis, but we offer the dual sensors as a main item. So that's another sweet spot. If you can push specifications, push things into the dual sensors, we start to stand alone or make it at least more difficult for the competition. So the more sensors we have, the more competitive we are also. And I'll show you a couple of pricing examples here in a second. So I think it skipped forward 2 slides, sorry. So this is a no sensor model here. This is a popular swirl flow fountain from LK. There is their net price. This is our equivalent competitive product. And you can see we're right there in the ball game. This is the no sensor model. If you want to add a sensor to this, add $100. If you want to make it a dual sensor model, add $200. So let's talk about another popular. This is the LK's fountain with the sensor. They also ship this model with the chiller. So I have to compare pricing in a little bit different way. But if I take this HOZ product and add the chiller to it, our list price, including the sensor, is $3,200 for that. Add in the chiller, there is our net price. We're pretty competitive with the competition when it comes to adding a sensor. We weren't that way before. A little bit different tactic, but a way to look at this is another very popular item by our competitor. This, of course, has the recessed bottle filler, which we don't have. But this is their model with chiller. It nets out at about $3,500. Yes, we don't have that recessed architectural bottle filler now, but if you want to compete and we put a touchless bottle filler there, price-wise, this nets out to $3,400 for that model. And if you don't put a touchless sensor in the bottle filler, we're about $3,200. So it's an offering that shows that we can be competitive with the competition. Theirs is touchless, ours could be touchless too, and we're very competitive with them. So in a little bit of a summary and recap, it's hygienic, it's this touchless or no touch solution. We've taken a significant price reduction in the retrofit kit, down from about $1,330 to $585. If you want it installed on your new product, it's $100 for a single sensor, $200 for a dual sensor. The exception to the rule, of course, is the 1920 bottle filler. Remember that if you want the hardwired or plugged version, and to specify that. And we're hoping with this change and new release that we can lead the market, that we've become a lot easier to order, and that we'll see increased sales for our touchless product. It's listed on the website. We'll have an install video there available for you. There will be spec sheets. It'll be in AX. And if you have questions, you can call me or call Kevin Ceccarelli in our customer service department. And if you have any more questions, you can email me at garyw@hozco.com. And thank you for attending.